Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second episode of the player career mode that we have going on. The first game we have of the four is the Papa John's Trophy Cup game. It's apparently called Papa John's simply because they're sponsored by it, but I still find it funny that Pizza Places has their own little trophy competition sponsoring a official competition. And so yeah, we pretty much steamroll this game and the next game. There's not much to talk about in terms of Cambridge and what they came to do. Obviously, we made sure to check the placements, like where Cambridge was, to make sure that the difficulty is adjusted for them. And also, I think the only one we messed up with was with Wigan Athletic. I think they're in a tier above us, and we played in a tier below them. So that might have been a fluke. However, I think it was worth the payoff to see what happens after. We beat Cambridge here pretty narrowly, 2-0 only. And coming up, we actually got our first transfer offer. And it was for Real Salt Lake. And immediately I knew to reject this, even though it seems like it would be a good deal to go from the 4th division in England to the MLS, but I just outright rejected it because I have no intention whatsoever to go over to the MLS. So I would rather suffer through a full season here than go play over there. Because once we get older, in a couple years into the career mode, maybe we will move out to the MLS, see what club wants us, be a Zlatan, and then come back to Europe and play for other teams. The other problem I have with these kinds of transfer offers and stuff, like if I get too expensive, like nobody will come after me. So I need to keep myself at a relative level, especially with the way transfers are and what clubs are going for what transfers. Some spend big money and some don't spend big money, and I gotta be around a middle level where I can basically go anywhere that can afford me. And moving to the MLS, I was thinking about it, but I was like, it's a pretty dead league, and us being in the 4th division and being in competitions where we can play other European giants whenever we can, that I feel like that's a much better move for us to stay here than to move to the MLS. And obviously, as you guys have been watching, this is the Carabao Cup. We might have underestimated where Wigan are. They might have been in the tier above us, which is why we are smacking them 6-0. Even though we probably shouldn't. It should be like 1 or 2-0, just like with the Hull game. Because Hull were like in the top of League 2, and Wigan are like a bit at the bottom. So maybe it's a straight competition, especially in the Carabao Cup. It should be slightly harder, and not too easy. But yeah, we finally played some good amount of games in the league to pick up the Player of the Month for September, which is really nice. Hopefully, once we get into Top Flight, I'll be able to make Player of the Month cards like I usually do whenever I play my own player career. I like to make the FUT items, depending on what it is, obviously. And I'm pretty sure in the thumbnail I have the silver card, which is the card that like represents the middle of this episode, because we started at like 70 rated and we finish at 72, and the one in the thumbnail is 71, just to like show that we've gone from a 66 rated, which I think in the last episode I said 68, but the game shows that we started at 66, so that's where we started. I don't know why we don't start at like 64 or something, but you know, I guess that has to deal with the body type and stuff like that. And here we have another game in the Papa John's trophy, and it's against Hull, and obviously we adjusted the difficulty, which is why we didn't get to score until this moment into the game. Penalties are sort of easy right now because the AI is not too intelligent, but also my penalties are like really low, so it makes that circle really big really fast, and I kind of like get nervous a little bit because it's like if I overshoot it, it's not gonna go in, or the keeper might guess the right way and stuff like that. So I try to move it around a little bit and not put too much power, go for placement instead. And my teammates here just chipping Hull City, like that's funny to me. So yeah, we win a lot of our games, not surprisingly, because we're at a super low league, so the difficulty is really low for right now. Obviously, once we get to the end of the season, we're gonna see if we can transfer out to a new club, see what's up. And right here, we finally get a difficult match against Wolves. And as you saw in the loading, we set it to world class because they're in the first division. They're in the Premier League, obviously. That's something that I want to think about, either carrying Stevenage to the Prem or moving to a team that's in the Championship or in the Premier League and stuff like that. That'd be nice. So we got our first difficult match here. This was probably the scariest match that I've played, actually, because Wolves they have a very defensive setup, and on world class those teams like to sit back a bit. And right here, just look at this, like not even a couple minutes into the game, man, it's just scary. And that pass there, that was absolutely perfect. Like, my teammates are never doing that. And the back heel pass here to Raul Jimenez, just the easiest finish of his life, man. As soon as they scored here, I was like, it's over. We're not coming back. We're about to get smacked, is what I thought. And then we kick off immediately after that goal. We don't let up. We make a couple good passes. I hate when my teammates do these lob balls. It's like, why do you risk that so much? And here we got a little bit lucky with that tackle, and I score off the post with my weak foot, which I looked into the details, and it's apparently a 1-star weak foot right now. So that me scoring that is absolutely impossible, and we somehow made it through. We asked for a through ball there, and it doesn't come to us, unfortunately. And we kick off the second half with a 1-1 draw, and Wolves here get really close with that chance. And see this loose ball right here, I don't know why my players, none of them just like went for it. There's only one guy, and they get a through ball, they get a pass here, back of the net, 2-1. You know, I'm thinking we got a bit lucky with our first goal. I don't know if we can make a second goal. And the team just like turned it on. I don't know what happened or why. I know like adjusting the difficulty makes my players a bit better in terms of decision making and passes. But like this was crazy to witness, because that was a very good through ball and another finish with our one-star weak foot. That I was definitely not expecting us to be so into this game. 2-2 against Wolves. That's the last thing I was expecting out of my team, especially with all these low-rated people, and I'm the only one with like 70 something. But look at this. This was absolutely insane. I did not squander any chances given to me, and it paid off. It paid off so well. We end up winning. Obviously, the reason why we left this celebration going on. We ended up winning versus Wolves, and this is a interesting feeling, because it makes me think, what if we don't have to move? What if we stay at Stevenage for a good while, go into the Prem? Maybe my team can make some buys, but at the same time, I don't know if they have the financial backing. I don't think a takeover exists in the game. In terms of like outsiders taking over clubs and stuff like that. I feel like that would be an interesting addition into career mode and stuff. But yeah, here we are with the calendar. We have the September right now. You see that we basically win a lot of the games, and then here in October, it's a pretty green sheet across the board. And with that being said, that is the end of the second episode, which covered both the 2 months shown. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.